Okay. Alright, well, this got all messed up. Hopefully people can find the new stream and join it. Nobody in here yet. So I will wait. I got somebody watching on YouTube. If you're watching, send a text message. Say something in chat. No? Well, I guess maybe people will join as I'm doing this. I guess I'll just start. So this is Empire of Lies. Right here. This is an album I put out in 2014. This is I had a band name I used, Sleep Rebellion. It was me and a drummer, Randy Hart. We went into a studio, Kung Fu Bakery out here in Portland, Oregon, and recorded all the drums for this. I did a crowdfunding thing, and yeah, it's a real good album. I started writing the songs in 2010, and over the next 3 to 4 years, I finished it up. I was still in another band at the time when I started this, and then that band ended, and I tried to start something else, and that didn't pan out, and I eventually just did this project on my own, basically. Producing it and writing all the music and stuff on my own. So I sing on this one. This is not like Photon Life. This is not an instrumental album. There is one instrumental track on here, but the rest of them have lyrics. And there's a short story that goes along with it that tells the story, kind of ties all the songs together. So it's a bit of a concept album, and it's very, I guess the way it's structured is very much like Clockwork Angels by Rush, where each song kind of stands on its own. It doesn't necessarily have to be listened to as a full album, but the songs do tie together into a cohesive story. And I'm going to go ahead and try to read this story along with playing the music for you to get the full experience. So, let's start here. This is the first song, Empire of Lies. Here's the little prelude for it. I was born in a time of war. I grew up in a time of war. The names and faces change, but there's always an enemy. Our country may be at war with people I've never met, but everyone I have met has other more familiar enemies. Fear, poverty, ignorance. They say war is supposed to stimulate the economy, but if that's true, why aren't we all rich? There have been several recessions during my life, each one worse than the last, but we always came back. We still haven't come back from the last one. The major cities are plagued by black market crime, and legitimate jobs are scarce, unless you go to work for the military, the cops, or one of their arms suppliers. The government blames anarchists, foreigners, greed, moral decay, anything but their own policies. If you speak out, you're labeled an enemy sympathizer, or worse, a traitor and a terrorist. My father had a favorite saying, something from a bygone era. Truth is treason in an empire of lies. My father was a journalist. He used to work for the big networks. After decades of being ordered to compromise stories, fabricate events, and forget his leads, you could tell that his spirit had been broken. What was once zealous ambition had become a shrug, a whimper, a sigh of resignation. But one day he discovered something that sparked the old flame again. It was just a spark at first, but over time it grew. You could see it in his face and hear it in his voice. I received an encrypted message one day over my darknet. My father said he had been working on a story, something about a secret government project and human rights abuses, but his source had vanished. As I was listening, I heard a sudden explosion. I switched on my retinal feed and saw what he had seen only hours before. Police, or military, since it was hard to tell the difference anymore, stormed my father's small city apartment with rifles drawn. They hit him, and I could almost feel the impact. The video feed went black, but I could still hear as they dragged him outside and beat him. My father never had a chance to break his story. He had committed treason, not for speaking the truth, but just for knowing it. I haven't seen or heard from him since. And now we listen to the first track, Empire of Lies.
Out chains of hate, chains we love, we won't break.
Okay, so that was the track one. That was Empire of Lies from the album Empire of Lies. So this came out in 2014. You can get this at chrismcgraw.com, or you can go to sleeprebellion.com and listen to it there. And I'm going to keep reading the story that goes along with the album. So that was track one. Now we've got track two, Dark is Our Fear. It's been a year since my father was arrested. The police say they have him in prison, convicted for conspiracy and sedition. The trial was closed to the public, and he's not allowed to have any contact with the outside world. For all I know, he could be dead. It feels like he's dead. The cops are investigating me too, but so far they haven't found anything incriminating. The darknet I mentioned before, quantum encrypted, which is illegal, but I set it up years ago when the tech was still available to the public. The whole thing destroyed itself before they even knew what they were trying to access. Now I'm just trying to keep my head low, keep my job, and find my dad. I found a lawyer to work pro bono on the case, but we're stonewalled at every turn, and I don't think there's much hope. I work late and walk home on empty streets, which suits me fine. Crowds aren't safe. The old adage, there's safety in numbers, has been turned on its head. These days, the fewer people you're around, the better. Anywhere people congregate, you can be sure there's a drone, or several not far off. Everything is watched and recorded, and anyone you could talk to could inadvertently link you to criminal activity. Everyone is afraid of terrorists, of each other, even themselves, and they embrace the enhanced security measures, just like they're told they should. In school, I was told this is the land of the free and the brave, but it only feels like the land of the subservient and the frightened. And here's Dark as Our Fear.
Is our fear of streets and of cars. We look to the lights, to the signs, to the cameras, watching from above. Dark is our fear, flying of our own wings. The people we once knew, suspicious and strange, threatened by unknown things. Dark is our fear, afraid to speak or think, for the things we really love, against the decrees from above. Dark is our fear, afraid to run, afraid to fight, so we fall, and we fall, and we fall, and we fall. Dark is our fear, afraid to live, afraid to rise, so we fall, and we fall, and we
Okay, so that was track 2, Dark Is Our Fear. Curtis had a good question in chat for me. This is something every songwriter always wants to ask other songwriters. That's, do you start a song with melody, chord progression, or lyrics? And honestly, all three. It just depends. On this album, there's a lot of riffs that I came up with riffs. I came up with, little song demos that were based around some kind of guitar riff. And then I would write lyrics to that, try to put together a chorus and then a solo and so forth. I would kind of write the words and the music simultaneously after I'd come up with the initial riff. There were a couple songs where I wrote the lyrics first. I think no more than 2 or 3. On my newest album, it was like entirely I wrote the lyrics first. And that's a choice because I am much better at writing music than I am at writing lyrics. I find lyrics really hard. So I feel like if I can focus on the lyrics and then write the music to the lyrics, it's easier for me. It's just how I work. Whereas if I start the music and then I try to make up some lyrics that fit, it gets really tough sometimes. But anyway, yeah. So we'll move on. This is we're going to move on to track 3, Helicopter Ben. It's 7 p.m. on a Saturday and it's dark. I've gone downtown to meet my lawyer. We try to avoid using the internet for confidentiality. On my way, I stop as a street vendor to get some breakfast. There's a news feed on a retro-looking LCD screen, and some reporter is saying that the recession is over, we're on the rebound. Well, ain't that good news, I say to the cook as he dishes me some noodles. He doesn't even look at me. There's a commentator on the screen now, his seemingly disembodied head bobbing rhythmically as he enthusiastically praises the latest round of monetary stimulus. Good for the banks, good for the tech industry, good for America. He's old. There's a second commentator, much younger, who cuts him off. How'd that work out the last time and the time before that, Helicopter Ben? The older man seems taken aback and pauses for a moment before admitting that he doesn't get the reference. The cook seems angry now, glaring at the screen. What's that fool think we're supposed to do? Nothing at all? If I don't have my stimulus loan, I'd be out of business. He hands me the bill for my food, cash or credit. I glance at the total. Cash, I say, and hand him 2 $100 bills.
to the tune of the man with the frown.
All right, that was track 3, Helicopter Ben. Curtis had a couple of good questions here. First, he asked me if I produced this myself. Yes, I produced this album myself. We went into a studio to record all the drums. Randy Hart, the drummer that I was working with, and I basically ran those sessions and took all the raw audio tracks back home and did all the editing and mixing and stuff. I recorded everything else in my bedroom. I had my closet turned into a vocal booth with like sound installation, and it was it was a completely DIY project. But once again, here's the album, Empire of Lies from 2014. You can find it on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, everywhere really. And you can get it at chrismcgraw.com. You can order the album on there. Or you can go to sleeprebellion.com and listen to it there and read this story along with it. So this story just kind of ties all these songs together into a cohesive narrative. And I'm going to keep going on. The next song is called False Messiah. Oh, one more question Curtis asked me, actually. What kind of vocal filters are you using? So I had a combination. They're all software filters. I didn't have any hardware on this except for the microphone going into a Focusrite preamp, and it was mostly EQ, but there's some distortion filters on there. You'll hear different things like that throughout. I can't remember all the plugins I used. There were lots of different things, but it's mostly, you hear that telephone thing. It's where you're cutting out the lows and the highs, and you just got this like narrow mid-range band that comes through. Okay, so moving on, False Messiah. It's 2 a.m. on November 9th. My job is pretty quiet, one of the perks of the night shift, so I'm watching my news feed. A new president has just been elected, and they're playing his victory speech. As I pan around the room, I see faces lit up with excitement and adulation. He says the same things I've heard a million times, but everyone in the room seems enthralled. If you don't pay attention to his words, if you just unfocus your thoughts and listen to the tones of his voice, the speech is forceful, hopeful, and inspiring. I let myself get carried away. Maybe things will change. Maybe I'll get to see my dad again. I haven't been paying too much attention to politics lately. I soon get bored and start browsing my social network even though I should be working. Everyone is talking about the election. One of my friend's thought streams is full of exaggerated celebratory exclamations. I comment, "What's so different about this guy?" She replies with a campaign slogan, "Security is freedom, peace through power." A few moments later, I get an unexpected invite to a private chat from a hot blonde. I recognize her from my friend's feed. It's time for lunch anyway, so I accept the invitation and go to full immersion. I'm standing in an alley, a door in front of me, Sam's Dive lit up in neon just above. I walk inside and see who I can only presume is Sam, seated at the bar, drinking something clear and smoking. "Nice place," I say as I walk over next to her. There's a deliberate seediness about everything, a little over the top. Even the bartender looks like a hitman, and there's some old guitar music playing in the background. "Thanks, it's where I go for discreet encounters," she says with a wink and a smile. "Uh-oh, you're not a bot, are you?" I grin back. She laughs. "That would be highly illegal of me." "What's not illegal?" Thought streaming at work?" I chuckle and shrug. "So," she says, "you don't like our new El Presidente?" "Well, to be honest, I don't know a lot about him." "Oh," she pauses for a moment as if to think about her next words. "So, are you a substater?" "I don't much like that question. What makes you ask?" "Well, they say the substaters ignore the government completely, think it's irrelevant and illegitimate. They also say they're terrorists and criminals. No, I'm not a substater." "Oh, it's fine to tell me if you are. We're totally secure here. I've been thinking about becoming one myself." "What do you know about Project Mobius?" I start to feel uncomfortable. "What are you talking about?" I ask. "I think you know what I'm talking about," she says. Suddenly, I start to panic. What am I doing here? What if I'm being monitored? I jump out of the feed. "What's the matter?" is the last thing Sam says to me. I block her and log out. I start to think she was a trap set by the cops. Did my dad know about Project Mobius? Was he a substater? Months pass and the economy only gets worse. I lose my job. New anti-terrorism laws are passed and people start disappearing, including my lawyer. The new president hasn't saved us. Like every president before him, he's just a false messiah. And that leads into the song, False Messiah.
Don't false messiah. Take my hand, I'll lead you where I want you. Oh, you won't be safe. Oh, I don't feel safe. Don't be fooled, yeah. I'm just a false messiah. But take my hand, I'll lead you where I want you. Oh, you won't be safe. Oh, I don't feel safe. Oh, you won't be safe. Oh, I don't feel
That was track 4, False Messiah. So Curtis is asking about the guitar solo on there. It's a very angry guitar solo with fuzz and whammy pedal and all wah, everything going on. And it was just, there's lots of different ways you do guitar solos on songs. In that case, I just played a whole lot over the track until I hit a take that was my favorite. It was just pure improv. I didn't plan that out. And I just tried to be as crazy and as angry sounding as I could with it. So do I write them out a lot, or are they fresh each time? It really depends on the song. Sometimes I compose every single note. Sometimes I think really hard about every single note, and sometimes I just wing it. And sometimes winging it is better. It just depends on the song, depends what it calls for. The more you do it, the more you get used to making those calls. But usually if you have like a rock and roll song, then it's a repeating progression with some changes that are going to happen, like, oh, the key's going to change here, or the tempo's going to change here. But other than that, you can kind of just improvise a solo, and quite often that spontaneity makes it sound a lot better. Whereas some of my other songs, some more melodic, slower, or poppier sounding songs, they lend themselves to a more compositional style where you're trying to play phrases and melodies and and build things thematically. Anyway, enough about that. The next song is called Machine Guns, and here's the chapter for that. War again, except this time it's a big one. It's 8 a.m. on a Monday, and I'm out on the front lines. Congress voted to approve the draft, and I was one of the first citizens to be called up for duty. When I think about what happened to land me here, it seems surreal, like a nightmare that I'm still having. Where am I? Russia? China? The Middle East? We have so many enemies this time, and the terrain is just mud, with dark skies and explosions everywhere. I check my suit. Full ammunition, no shots fired, but power levels at less than half. I've done a lot of running. I see lots of movement on my monitors, but they're all friendlies and we're all dying. Where's the enemy? Invisible? Another fresh recruit, someone I recognize from basic, runs up next to me to share the cover of a half-bombed-out building. What the is going on? He yells. I just stare at him with my mouth agape. I can't even remember the mission. You look like you just shit your brains out in your suit, man, he says. I remember him now, Private Farley. Funny guy. Nice. He has a new kid back home. Incoming, I yell as I duck right. A missile explodes next to us, and in my side monitor I see Farley get hit. I crawl back to him to see if I can help. He's been blasted into 2 pieces, but still conscious. Our suits inject painkillers and stimulants when they detect injury. Hang in there, Farley, I whisper. I'm not sure he can hear me. I tune into his thought stream. The last entry reads, I just want to live my life. The disgusting reality of everything hits me, and I have a moment of clarity. We're here fighting rebels in some foreign land, trying to save some foreign government from its own people. Or wait, maybe we're helping the rebels. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I just want to live my life, and this is not my fight. I don't want to be here. I'm here because some people think they own me. They don't. My life is mine, and it belongs to me, and my purpose is my own. I'm not just some sacrificial beast born to live and die as other people deem necessary. I'm going to desert. All I can hear are machine guns and explosions. Another missile is coming. So that was track 5 on Empire of Lies, Machine Guns. That was a good song. I always liked that one. So, yeah, that was one of the ones we played live. The lyrics, that Universal Soldier line, was taken from an old 60s song. But, oh, my dad just actually linked it in the chat here. I think on Facebook. I think he's on Facebook, yeah. So, moving on, next song is called Transhuman. This is the only instrumental track on the album. Let's read the story first. I can see the ceiling. At least, I think it's a ceiling. It has no texture. The lighting seems uniform. I close my eyes and open them again. I can see a shadow on the ceiling now. It looks like a face. It's moving. I hear a voice. It's a soothing female voice. It's telling me not to be afraid. I feel a faint vibration in my chest. I can't feel my heartbeat. I try to sit up, but I can only move my head. I'm in a hospital. There's a nurse and a doctor here. They say I was blown to pieces, considered KIA, but they brought me back. I don't feel like anything is missing. Don't worry, we put you back together, says the doctor. I can't let you move yet, but I can let you see yourself on this video feed here. He turns on a monitor across the room from me, and I can see myself lying in bed. My right hand is made of metal. It's attached to a metal arm that runs into my torso. Both of my legs are metal. My chest is metal. My face is missing from the nose down. I have red eyes. It's horrifying. You'll be back in action in no time, soldier. I think you've got a lot of years of military life ahead of you yet, and good thing we need you out there. You're equipped with the latest combat AI software for targeting and close quarters battle, and it'll respond to remote control as well. Even if you're unconscious, you'll still be fighting for the state. How do you like the sound of that? I try to scream, but nothing happens. Hold on there, says the doctor, noticing I'm trying to make a noise. We haven't turned on your vocal synthesizer yet. It'll translate your neural impulses into a simulated voice. Let me activate it. Here. He does something with a handheld device, and a loud, inhuman screeching noise emanates from my chest cavity. The doctor and nurse cover their ears. I have no breath, so the scream is endless until the doctor shuts me off again. I'll just give you something to help you sleep. We'll talk more later. The doctor manipulates the handheld again, and I start to feel warm and relaxed. I lose consciousness. A few months go by. I'm a slave. The AI isn't good enough to fight all on its own, and command can't spare remote operators for every soldier, so I'm left conscious most of the time, with the knowledge that at any moment my body can inject a sedative or inflict unbearable pain. Once in a while they put me to sleep, and when I wake up I've got the guts of foreigners all over me. At least I dream. I dream of open fields, a woman's face, and my dad. Every time I sleep I hope someone kills me. But the combat routines are always improving, and I'm fast and strong, and my limbs are replaceable. Today, however, I'm killing Americans. They must be anti-government types, maybe sub-staters. It's a horrific scene like all the others. My metal body cuts through them with speed and efficiency. I round a corner and acquire a new target. The combat routine takes over, like always, and I shoot him in the head. Another target starts to run. My bionic legs chase him down in seconds. I pounce. My retractable blades sever his spine. Standing over the bodies of my latest victims, I feel something hit me hard in the back. I go to the ground, immobilized. Finally, someone got me. My meds kick in, and everything goes dark. And here's Transhuman, the instrumental. Okay, that was Transhuman, track 6. Fun song. It was actually one of the last songs I wrote for this album. I knew I needed an instrumental, and I needed something to kind of tie in this part of the story. And I just wanted to do something fun and crazy and just throw everything into it that I felt like. I didn't worry about trying to make it into a like super catchy song or anything. I just wanted to jam. So that's what that is. Moving on, this next song is one of my favorites, maybe my favorite on the album. This is called The Agorist, and let's read the story for this. As I slowly regain consciousness, a voice echoes through the darkness. "What did you do?" it asks. "I don't know what I did. I died?" "What did you do?" It keeps repeating the question. "Hey, wake up." I sit up. My comms are dead. My targeting interface won't turn on. "Tell me what you did, and maybe we won't have to kill you," says a grizzled old man with a white beard. "Please kill me," I say. He's silent for a moment and asks, "Why?" "Look at me. I'm a killer. They could take control in any moment now." "I don't envy you, son. You must have pissed off someone real good. All you super soldiers did. But we've freed you. They can't control you anymore. What I want to know is, what did you do? Can I trust you?" I take a moment to look around. There's a group of people hovering. Most of them have guns. Some of them have tactical headgear and pieces of combat suits patched together in odd configurations. "I don't know what I did. My dad was a journalist investigating the government. He got arrested. I was trying to help get him out or even just see him. Then the drafted me." I see. What was your dad investigating?" I don't know. I think for a moment. "Project Mobius?" The old man's left eyebrow rises. He looks at his compatriots, then back at me. "What do you know about that, son?" "It's, secret?" He chortles. "Rest up, kid. We'll talk more soon." After a few days, I'm with the old man again, taking a trip into what he calls the underground. He's a substater rebel, as I figured, but he prefers the term agorist. His name is Tom. He says he can't get my dad back or make me human again, but he needs my help anyway, and I might get to kill the assholes who took my life from me. I'm game. My GPS link was severed by the rebels when they freed me, so I still have no idea where in the world I am. A poor town by the looks of it. I see beggars, old men, children. Everyone ignores us. "So where's this underground?" I ask Tom. "Take this," he says, and places his hand over mine. Into my palm he drops an ordinary-looking playing card, a joker. I examine it inquisitively. Within seconds it bursts into flames, and I drop it. "Come and get it. Half a gold ounce, or 2 nanos." I look up to face the source of the unexpected announcement. Where once I saw a beggar, I now see a young man dressed in an expensive suit, hawking something small and electronic. There's a large neon sign levitating above his corner of the street that reads Maxwell's Clerk Electronic Boutique. On the other side of the street, I see a gun store, liquor, music. There's a brothel in the distance, and one of the young women that was previously dressed in rags now appears stark nude. There's all kinds of people here, from every kind of ethnic and cultural background. Some are selling, some are buying, some are working, some are just hanging out. Anything you can imagine is available here from all corners of the earth. They use cryptocurrency for most transactions, though I do see some people exchanging gold. Everyone stares at me. "Tom, are you seeing this?" I say, half expecting him to tell me I'm crazy. "Calm down," he says. "Haven't you ever used an AUG before?" "They're illegal. Anyway, I didn't run anything. Everything just changed. What did you do?" Tom sighs. "The card I gave you, it contained the network encryption and a small program encoded in the image. All you have to do is look at the picture and your implants install and run the connection software. The network is sending you visual overlay data for everything you see here straight to your retinal feed. Much of what you hear is thought streamed by other undergrounders." "That's incredible. Everyone's hiding in plain sight," I say. "But the software gets installed just by looking at a picture without my consent? How's that even possible?" "A little backdoor trick the government adds secretly to everyone's neural implants. Don't think too much about it, kid, or you'll get paranoid. Maybe not every craving you've ever had or decision you ever made was really yours. Hell, maybe they even make some people see UFOs, go crazy to discredit them. Good news is, we didn't find any unusual software lurking around in your head beyond the stuff that normally load in you killer cyborgs. That doesn't make me feel a whole lot better about it." Tom keeps talking. The underground is big, much bigger than what you see here. Most of it's online, you know, but this is just one of the few places where we gather in person. A lot of the people here are in hiding, and they aren't comfortable seeing a weapon of the state walking around, says Tom. Ex-weapon of the state, I reply firmly. Even so, it took more than a little convincing of the various security agencies to let you down here. Just don't give anyone a reason to get jumpy. Act cool. F you, I'm cool. Tom looks nervous. We walk into a bar. Tom says something to the bartender, who hands him what looks like a piece of jewelry. He thanks him, and we leave almost as quickly as we entered. Encryption key, he whispers to me. Without it, we can't contact our client. Don't let me lose this. He clasps it around his neck, and we walk a few more blocks down the street. Hold up here for a few. We stop outside the entrance to a cybernetics shop. Tom goes in, and I wait outside, meeting everyone's stares with grim composure, which, since I haven't got a lot of expressive function left in my face, is all I'm capable of anyway. When Tom returns, he's carrying what appears to be a gas mask with goggles and beckons me to follow. Kid, let me tell you a little secret about how this revolution is actually being fought, he says. When most of the productive people of the earth have withdrawn their resources from the world of status, what will happen to the states? Without victims, what good is power? Thieves with nothing to loot soon starve. Sure, we're going to fight a bit, but we don't win with guns. We win by starving those who want to control us. As Tom talks, we continue on our journey into an abandoned subway system, where the underground seems to stretch for miles. The only law seems to be these: don't aggress against anyone and don't attract the attention of the police. Plenty of clandestinely armed individuals seem eager to enforce the law. And here is the song, The Agorist.
Land of the blind. You can find out his hands, but never his heart. You can trade or steal, but you can't force art. If you want a deal, you'll pay the price. For swindle and steal, just roll the dice. One's his master, nobody his slave. Just shut up and pay up if you wanna trade. He said value for value. Peace eye for an eye. For the price of the moon, I'll sell you the sky. He said utopia's for sale. Can't you see why? You don't need to save the old world. Just let it wither and die. Ideas reproduce in the marketplace. Pride makes money in the marketplace. Revolutions begin in the marketplace.
Okay, that was track 7 on Empire of Lies. That was The Agorist. One of my favorite songs on there. Curtis asked me on YouTube what my favorite guitar pedal is, and that's a really hard question, but of the ones that I own, I think it's my Morley Bad Horsey 2 wah pedal. I've had that for a long time, and it's kind of essential, I think. I use it a lot. So let's move on. The next song is called New Worlds. And here's the chapter. We walk for hours until we come upon some barely used segments of the subway, much more ancient and decrepit than the rest. Fallen debris blocks the main tunnels. Some side passages are completely dark and the air is foul. Tom insists that we don't use lights for some reason, so he wears a gas mask with goggles, apparently capable of night vision, and I rely on my implants. He leads us through what seems like a labyrinth until finally we come upon a room with a small alcove. What now, I ask. Now we wait, he replies. Hours pass. Suddenly and without warning, a brilliant flash of light illuminates our surroundings, accompanied by a loud bang that echoes throughout the tunnels. There's a shimmering visage of a woman in the middle of the alcove, and all the air seems to be rushing towards her. She's standing in a green field with blue sky behind her, and her hair is being blown backwards by the wind as if to punctuate the absurdly overdramatic entrance. Come on, yells Tom, and before I've had a chance to process what I'm seeing, he jumps into the light and joins the woman in the grassy field. Okay, sure, why not? I say to myself and jump after him. I'm standing in the open air and sunlight, surrounded by grass, trees, and mountains in the distance. There's no sign of the underground tunnels. I'd be blinded by the sudden change in lighting if it wasn't for my retinal implants. What the hell was that? Where are we? I ask. About 2,000 miles from where you were, says the woman. Do you like my invention? I call it Mobius. She's an older lady, possibly in her late 50s. Not very pretty, but her eyes are fierce and wide and black. This is Dr. Lisa Berkowitz, kid. We're here to protect her, says Tom, and make sure this portal technology gets used to free people, not enslave them. Sorry I couldn't tell you everything before, but you never know who's listening. You could have told me in the tunnels. If that was a portal, and it can just pop in and out wherever you want it to, why do we even have to go down those tunnels in the first place? We were being followed. I wanted to lose them before we made the jump. We weren't being followed. I would have detected it. Those implants are fancy, but they're useless against a stealther. This little mask here, however. He taps on the gas mask clipped to his belt. It isn't just night vision. Special EM sensors. Stealthers? I've heard of experiments with invisibility tech, but never anything used on a combat suit. I remember the day I was killed. Tom, what governments have access to stealth suits? I ask. Only one government could, kid. The U.S. I start to wonder who Private Farley had pissed off. Tom, you could have told me we were being followed. If they'd heard me say that, they would have jumped us. Don't worry, we lost him. Can we get on with our job here? He looks annoyed. Tom grills Lisa for a while on the Mobius device, how it works, what power source it needs. It's a small device, about the size of a suitcase, controlled remotely by a wristband. I find her story more intriguing than the technical details, though. Lisa is a scientist and inventor. Like all scientists, she's motivated by a desire to explore, to unravel mysteries. The government, however, is motivated by a desire to control, and they acquired her research through coercion, the way they acquire everything else. When she found out they had plans to use Mobius as a weapon, she stole it and ran. She says that with enough power she can travel anywhere. What new worlds beyond Earth might be waiting? Who will inhabit those worlds? Free people or armies?
Take me away to the farthest point in time and space, to the shores of the cosmic ocean, where starlight falls around my face. Find me a way to reach the edge of all that's known, where glorious rainbows become unwoven, and I am marked by all I've shown. Take me away. Travelers forge a dark path with only their visions to guide them.
That was New Worlds, track 8 on Empire of Lies. For anybody that's tuned in lately, this is the CD Empire of Lies from 2014. You can go to sleeprebellion.com for the lyrics, for the songs. You can find it on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, wherever. You can order a physical copy at chrismcgraw.com. See, moving on, we're going to keep reading the story that goes along with the album. And this next track is called The Creator. Are you ready, says Tom. I look around the room. Everyone has adopted my grim expression. I wonder how I'd look if my face could still change its expression. Perhaps I'd have a sadistic, enthusiastic grin. Would everyone copy me then? I'm part of a strike team tasked with infiltrating a secret political prison, the location having been recently revealed by ex-federal agents, easily bribed by the sub-staters. Uh-oh, something happened to the Facebook live stream. Well, that's very disappointing. I don't know why it does this. The live stream on Facebook just ended for no reason. I'm going to keep going. This will be on YouTube, I guess. I don't know why it stopped. Maybe this is something I'll have to figure out later. Well, alright, let's keep going. Some of our hackers will disrupt surveillance equipment inside the prison, and we'll work around the guard patrol schedules. We'll hop in with Mobius, rescue as many as we can before the guards can notice, and try to avoid any bloodshed. I'm told my dad might be in there. Let me just put a chat thing in here. All right, you apes, says Tom, preparing to muster everyone's courage with a rousing speech. Let's, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Just jump through the damn portal. After a blinding flash and another suction-inducing pressure differential, we're through the portal and into a cell. It looks like a medieval dungeon made of gray concrete. The lighting is poor. A single emaciated inmate sits naked in the corner, shielding his face with his arms. With no time to waste, we pick him up and bring him back through before he has a chance to protest. Then it's on to the next cell with a new portal. It takes roughly 15 to 20 seconds on average to open a portal and clear one of the small, single-inhabited cells. We work in teams. 2 in, grab the prisoner, and bring him back. The next portal is opened, and another 2-man team is up. We rescue about 50 prisoners in less than 15 minutes, sticking close to schedule and just behind the patrols. Tom and I are up next. Then I see him. "Dad?" I ask. He looks old, scrawny, and in poor health, but alive. A gray beard and long hair covers most of his features, but I still recognize his eyes. He struggles to peer at me from behind a squint. "Who are you?" he says. "It's me," I answer, suddenly aware of how I must look and sound. "I don't know you," he replies. It's hard to hear, but the important thing is he's safe. He's alive. "Come on, we've got to keep moving," Tom shouts. We gather up my frail father and bring him back through the portal. "Team 4, go," Tom barks. Lisa operates Mobius, closing our last portal and opening a new one. Team 4 wastes no time and jumps through. I turn to look at my father, now being cared for by a nurse. "Dad, don't you recognize me?" I say. "Son, that can't be you. What have they done to you?" he says. If I could weep, I would. Our reunion is interrupted by a new voice from behind me. "Nobody move, you're surrounded." We all freeze. Tom locks eyes with me. 2 soldiers in black combat suits seem to materialize in front of me. Counting the one behind me, that's 3. Proximity sensors are picking up several others all around me. 10, 15. If I'm going to act, I have to be fast. I look at Lisa, and she glances at the control device on her wrist. She slams her hand down on the control. I activate my combat AI. I duck and twirl, narrowly dodging the first few rounds of fire. I grab my target's weapon, ripping his arm off in the process. Spinning back around, I see the new portal, and through it, what appears to be Earth from low orbit. She must have opened a rift into space. The force of the vacuum is incredible. Tom falls through the open rift with one of the soldiers. A third soldier hits me with a grenade, and I'm knocked backwards. I fall farther than I expected. In front of me, I see a small patch of blue sky disappear into a ceiling until I hit a concrete floor. Lisa must have opened a portal to safety behind me, but now I have no idea where I am or where anyone else is or what to do. I barely have time to get on my feet before another portal opens in the ceiling, and through it drops Tom and Lisa. "Lisa, what happened?" I asked. "Where's the Mobius device?" "Gone," replies Lisa. "We lost it." "And my dad? I'm so sorry. I saw him get shot," she says. I'm lost for words. I stare at Tom. "Lisa jumped in after me, opened another portal in front of us," he explains, as if sensing my question. "Feel very lightheaded. Wow." After another couple of seconds, he might have lost consciousness. "I think he'll be all right," Lisa says. "Where are we?" I ask. "Alaska," she says. "Our group must have been infiltrated," says Tom. "It won't be safe to try and make contact with anyone, so I recommend we split up and hide out for a bit." Weeks later, while hiding out in the Canadian underground, I start hearing strange stories. People are disappearing in places they thought were safe. The army is engaging in impossible flanking tactics. I know what's happened. The government has turned Mobius into a powerful weapon, just like they wanted. I wonder how Lisa feels, knowing that her creation intended for discovering new worlds would only be used to oppress this one. I don't have the heart to ask her. And that segues into the next song, The Creator.
No sanction, no woman, no lead. The fire he brings them takes care of all their needs. Burn him at the stake. Burn him at the stake.
Okay, that was The Creator, track 9. That's another one of my favorite songs on there. Really hard to sing and play at the same time. It's the main riff is in 13/8. It's tricky. So moving on, Extraordinary Tales. Censorship of the press started slowly decades ago. Nobody really noticed at first. Certain stories simply weren't published. Some stories were edited for national security. Growing up the son of a journalist, it was hard to ignore. The end result was to make the populace just a little bit more ignorant, a little bit more controllable. As time went on, the government's regulation of the news became more pronounced. Once the Supreme Court started hearing cases in secret, they rendered decisions in favor of expanding government censorship. A free press was still free, they argued, even if they were regulated in the name of the public good. You could still report the news freely, but with certain restrictions. It wasn't the first time such an argument had been used, nor would it be the last. People didn't really start to take notice until they came after the art, though. The first book to be banned under the new laws encouraged the ritualistic sacrifice of public officials to the god of the human spirit. Its graphic depictions and detailed how-to guide for kidnapping probably didn't help the court case too much. Like all laws, the censorship powers became more broadly interpreted as the years wore on, and anti-government sentiment multiplied. Eventually, no song, story, game, or movie that seemed to encourage reform, protest, or rebellion of any kind was legal. Stealth viruses unleashed upon an unwitting public, or preloaded on hardware straight from the manufacturers, took control of most digital content and landed a lot of people in jail. The government cracked down on hackers hard, but they could never completely stamp out the pirates. There's a shadow war that's been going on for a long time. The balance of power shifts with changing technology, though, and about a week ago the hackers scored a big win. An AI routine developed by some anonymous programmer had located and infected a government database of censored material. The floodgates were opened. Suddenly you can find any damn thing you want, and there seems to be no stopping the proliferation of illegal material on underground darknets, at least for now. The illegal art seems to inspire the younger people. Life by the law has become increasingly more difficult, and every day new people join the sub-state movement, despite the risks. In most of the country, people live dull, gray lives consisting of lines. Lines for food, lines for money, lines for gas, lines for jobs. The sudden unleashed creativity of generations past and present seemed to offer them a momentary break from that simple existence, and they were free to imagine a better world. As for me, I'm rather fond of the extraordinary tales of small bands of rebel fighters who, using newly constructed and much improved Mobius devices, courtesy Dr. Lisa Berkowitz, were finally taking the fight to the statists. I've had a successful run here in Canada, helping the locals plant bombs and deliver contraband, but I think it's time to find my old friends. They could use a cyborg assassin. And here's the song, Extraordinary Tales. Okay, that was Extraordinary Tales. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't scroll the lyrics on this one. I'm trying to do multiple things here. I was trying to chat with Restream tech support on this to figure out why my Facebook stream ended. But we're down to the last song on Empire of Lies. Once again, this is the album from 2014. It's available at chrismcgraw.com, also at sleeprebellion.com. Or you can even go to Bandcamp actually and do a digital download for $7 there. Or you can stream it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, or anywhere basically. And here is the last song, Fearless. So let's read the chapter that goes along with that. Don't be afraid, the young man shouts. He's standing behind a granite podium, speaking to a crowd of millions. We have no faces. We're a singular, silent mass. Everyone has a spot in the front row. Strange things can happen when your reality is electrical impulses sent straight to your optical nerve from a biochip implant. Courage takes passion, says the man, so where's your passion for freedom? Revolution takes persistence, but it cannot abide patience. The time has come to show the leaders, the rulers, the oligarchs, the status control freaks that we are not afraid, we will not be bowed, and our time has come. The crowd erupts in cheers. In truth, it was always our time, just waiting for us to seize it. A parasite cannot survive without its host, and we will no longer consent to live in the bonds of servitude, sacrificing our dreams, our work, our lives, and our happiness for the benefit of those who would deprive us of our humanity. Are we a mob or are we individuals? Show them your faces. Almost at once, the masks come off across the crowd. When nobody submits to being ruled, there can be no rulers. So today we affirm our independence from power and violence. Aggression is illegitimate, but self-defense is a moral imperative. The next time someone with a costume and a piece of paper tries to act like he owns you, then he has a right to assault you, to rob you, to kidnap or molest you just because he's wearing a different colored shirt, you resist. Across the country we will resist. We don't need guns and government to prosper, to connect, to help each other, to trade. We don't need public servants lording over us like neurotic parents, afraid we might eat too much or too unhealthily, or take the wrong drugs or listen to the wrong music. It's time to stop being afraid of our own freedom. Some of you will resist peacefully, some of you will fight, but none of us will comply. For our part, the substaters will continue to fight against aggression anywhere it exists. We'll fight for ourselves, for each other, and ultimately for you. This is a time for heroes. If you have a hero in you, don't let him down. Fight. On December 21st, 2048, we fought. We won.
There's a choice between freedom and fear that we all must make. Sometimes the decision weighs heavy, sometimes it seems too late. You can try to change your world, or you can leave it all behind. But taking the wheel is never easy. Drive outside the lines. Courage takes passion, revolution takes persistence. So rise up and join the resistance. We can be fearless, we can take control. If you feel that hero in your soul, don't let him down. There's a choice between life and death that we all must make. Sometimes the struggle wears us down, sometimes it feels like fate. You can choose to stand your ground, or you can just stand still. But you don't get to move the world without action and force of will. Revolution takes persistence. So rise up and join the resistance. We can be fearless, we can take control. If you feel a hero in your soul, don't let him down, don't let him down. The future belongs to the brave. To those who act today. So take up arms against the past. Throw your shackles away. Courage takes passion. Revolution takes persistence. To rise up and join the resistance. We can be fearless, we can take control. If you feel that hero in your soul, don't let him down, don't let him down, don't let him down.
Okay, sorry if you heard some beeping in the background when I was first doing this. I was trying to chat with Restream support. Anyway, that does it. That's the whole album. So, all of those songs. Whoops, what the heck that is? Sorry, kept playing Spotify. So all the songs on the album, they have their own self-contained message. They're standalone songs. You can listen to them and understand the lyrics. They relate to specific themes. I mean, this last song, Fearless, is really about taking control of your life and making changes and not being afraid to take a leap, to do something big and break out of a routine, to go do something great, to not be afraid to take the reins of your mind and control your life. Go, do what you want with it. But it also ties into the story. So the story was actually written after I had most of the songs written. And there were only like 3 songs that I wrote after I had figured out the story. And I kind of had an idea in mind of what I needed those songs to be about to tie the whole story together. But the rest of it was all like, well, I'd written a whole bunch of songs, and they all kind of had this kind of general theme, and I thought this story up to tie them all together. And so that's where that comes in. I just think it makes it more fun. It's a long story, kind of. Well, I mean, it's not that long, but I guess long for an album. But, you know, it was fun to do. It makes it a little bit different, more interesting. Restream is talking to me about what happened, but anyway, I hope you guys liked the music. It was a labor of love. I worked on it for a long time. When it came out, got some good reviews. I sent it off to some reviewers. You know, I even had a radio in Japan play one of the tracks. But we had a band, Sleep Rebellion. It was myself, Randy Hart, the drummer, who's on this album, and then we got a bass player who's not on the album, Hans Hedstrom, who he was with us for a little while. We played a couple of live shows. Then he moved to San Francisco, and I had a hard time finding a replacement for him. And then Randy quit because he joined a country band, which is like something that's happened to me before in the past with drummers for some reason. But anyway, the whole thing kind of fell apart sometime in 2015, and I was pretty sad about it. But in the midst of feeling kind of, after a few months of feeling bad about how Sleep Rebellion and it had fallen apart and Empire of Lies wasn't like real popular or anything, I started writing new music, which eventually became my next album, my newest album, which is coming out, will be on streaming platforms soon, within, I'm thinking, a week, and that is Reason and Romance, my newest release, which is my best work by far. If you liked Empire of Lies, Reason and Romance is way, way better than what you just heard. It's stylistically not quite the same. It's got a lot of like romantic era classical influence on this. There's lots of symphonic stuff on here mixed with the guitar, but it's still, you know, me. You can recognize my writing style, my lyrical style and stuff. So anyway, I'm very proud of both of these albums. Empire of Lies was my first really great album. I felt like this album, Empire of Lies, if I had $1 million behind me, it would have been, if I'd had like a big studio or something pushing this album, I think it would have been really popular worldwide. It still could be. Someday maybe it'll get discovered and blow up. I don't know. I just think it's excellent music. I'm very proud of it. And this new album, Reason and Romance, make sure to pay attention to my YouTube and Facebook channels, because I'm going to do another album listening party for this. It's going to be, I'm thinking, on either December 4th or 5th. I haven't decided yet. It kind of depends on when it's live on Spotify. I know it's been sent off, and it's just waiting to get put up. You can order the album at chrismcgraw.com, though. I have the physical copies. They just came in a few days ago, and I'm going to be mailing those out to people that pre-ordered them this weekend. So, let's see. Is any content would be copyrighted? Yes, my album. Yeah, that's what happened. So it seems like maybe Facebook blocked my album stream because it's copyrighted. But I don't know why it would be blocked. So yeah, I'll put something out for the next live stream, and thanks, Curtis. Thank you very much. graphic novel would be cool. Yeah, Dark Shelf. Thank you. I should sue myself. Yeah. It's weird. Like when you sign up to do pro streaming with CD Baby, they're supposed to collect royalties on your behalf. They're not supposed to block anything. I mean, if somebody's playing my music on their live stream, then YouTube is supposed to, collect royalties or something and send it to me. I don't want them to block anything, so I don't know how to control that. I've had issues before with that though, where it's like my own music is considered copyrighted material, and so I have a copyright strike against me because I shared my own damn music. It's really frustrating, and it's just part of the struggles and challenges of being an independent musician and doing absolutely everything on your own. It's very hard to do everything. I wear so many hats, it's unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, we shouldn't have been talking about Mobius. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and make an event for the next one. I don't know when I'll put the event up, but I will be sharing it out on my Facebook. And if you're on my YouTube, if you're subscribed, go ahead and like this stream. This helps me out big time in the, like, if you like and share my video and you subscribe to my channel, then YouTube will show my videos and my live streams to more people. Same thing on Facebook. It's just all algorithms. What they want is they want to see that people are engaged, that they're watching, that I'm drawing an audience and keeping it. And the more I do that, the more the YouTube algorithm, the more the Facebook algorithm will promote me to new listeners. So, apparently there's other things that might have happened. Maybe my resolution's too high. I don't know. I guess the video looks really clear on YouTube, but not so good on Facebook. Facebook sucks. I hate Facebook anyway. Maybe I'll just do the next one on YouTube and I'll share a link on Facebook. Anyway, guys, happy holidays. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I'm going to end this now. I gotta take a restroom break anyway.